In our Learn to Crochet series, we are going to learn how to start, work, and end a straight piece. If we haven't met yet, I'm Elizabeth, the Ruthless Crafter, and on my channel, I talk about all things knitting, crochet, and crafting with the kids. As I mentioned, today we are going to learn how to work a straight piece. This would be a scarf, dishcloth, blanket, things like that. So let's get started, shall we? We're going to start this piece from the beginning so you can follow along. I'm not going to give you a tutorial on the slip stitch and the chain stitch because we've already talked about that in our Learn to Crochet series. If you are interested in catching up with us, they are in the Learn to Crochet playlist on my channel, and I will put a link below for you. So the first thing we're going to do is a really quick slip stitch, and we're going to chain 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there is our chain or our foundation row. Now what we're going to do is so it's flat, but we need to make height so then we can continue working this way. In this example, we're going to use a single crochet stitch. So that means I don't need to have a lot of height. I just need to have one because it's single. So I'm going to skip the first one and work into the second chain from my hook. Okay, and we're going to do single crochet all the way across. And this is going to actually give us 19 stitches because we skipped the first one. So let's do our single crochet to the end. And this, my friends, is going to be your very first row of a project. I chose 20 stitches because it's a good width for a scarf. And if I haven't mentioned, I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook, and I have a worsted weight yarn, which is, sometimes you'll see a 4 in brackets beside it. And what that means is there are 4 single strands twisted to make up one strand of the yarn. Okay, and I want to show you how I know where to stop. This is my slip stitch, and this is the last chain. So I'm going to go in there, and that is how I know when to stop my row. And this is our first row of single crochet. Now that we've finished the row, we are going to want to turn it so that we can work. So what I like to do is hold my yarn that I'm working with, turn it like so, and keep my yarn to the left still because I want it to be to my left as I'm working. This is based on being right-handed. If I was left-handed, then I would do the opposite. If I had finished my row, I'm not very good at left-handed, but if I had finished my row, I would turn it, put the yarn to the back. Sorry, it's a little awkward because I'm not left-handed. My daughter is though. That's why I feel it's important to include this for you. However, what I like to show my daughter is with my left hand. I'm a little bit more clumsy, so that makes her feel better because then I'm not, it's not like looking at the final how she's going to be in 5 years or after lots of practice. It's how she is now. So anyways, this is how it would look if you were left-handed. But since we are here, now we're going to look at, sorry, this has to go behind. Okay, so your yarn is behind. This is your tail, and you're holding your piece. We want to, remember how at the beginning we did a stitch, we skipped one so that we could get height? Well, if we were to just go across, we would not get that height and it would make it look funny. So we're gonna do one chain because it's a single stitch that we're doing, single crochet stitch. So we only need to go up one. And then how do you know which stitch to work in? Well, I work in the first one from the hook. So I'm not going to go into the same one that I stitched. I'm going to skip and start working here. And then you're going to single crochet all the way across. And that is how you start, work, and end a straight piece. We'll finish this row because I know on the last row, the last stitch we identified was actually on our chain row. And I would like to just show it to you on the actual row. So let's do that. So how do you know when the last, sorry, I got a big tangle in my yarn here, my carry yarn. How do you know when the last stitch is? Is it this one? Is it this one? Well, let's look. Well, are we done? No, we're not, because there is still a stitch here. And you can tell because it has two. Okay, so you're gonna go here. There, now it's nice and straight. So where we started is straight and where we're ending is straight. And then we would simply continue. And whether you choose to do your chain and then turn, or turn and then chain, it is, just be consistent and your piece will look consistent as well and stay straight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment below. I will be happy to help you out. I love helping fellow crocheters with the craft. And until next time, my friends, may the yarn be with you.